Hello, welcome to Juhl Media live interview program. My name is Ching Juhl. Today, my guest is Crystal Carmen, who is a mindset coach, relationship coach, motivational speaker, and content creator. Let's welcome Crystal. Hello, Crystal.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having
I'm
me.
good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much. Yes. So tell us, where are you right now?
So I am in Norristown, Pennsylvania, in Montgomery County, PA.
Nice, nice. So, you are wearing so many hats. You also, you are a author of a book is coming out. So,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about the book.
The book actually ended up happening sort of by accident, but the book is called "Shut Up and Be Pretty," and it basically goes over what a lot of women are going through and being frustrated with dating, and kind of how to stop trying, and by living authentically, and kind of going inside, self-reflecting, basically attracting the ideal and right partner, and fostering healthy relationships if they're already in one.
Wow, that's very appealing. I think we all need coaching in our relationships, where so everybody needs help. So, tell me a little bit about your background. Like, what made you such an expert in relationship, and do you like went through many relationships?
Well, it's a little bit of both. So I have a little bit of the like direct experience, obviously by going through relationships, and as well as I've been married twice. Okay, so I've done the whole thing, and then I've had relationships in between that. But to be honest, a lot of it started when I was 16, before I'd ever really had a serious relationship. And I was helping like with my friends with analyzing things. Um, and so my experience comes from years of working with women. I started out in the makeup community. I was a model, plus size model, turned into a makeup artist. And when you are in those industries, you're exposed to a large number of women. And when you have a lot of time together, building shows, working on projects, I don't know if you know about the beauty shop is the gossip shop. So that's kind of what happened. And instead of just listening, only listening, I started giving like I would ask if I could give some advice, and I would. And then they would come back like a couple weeks later and go, "Hey, I did what you said, and ABC happened," or "He finally proposed," or, "Hey, he admitted that he didn't want to be with me." And like, so all these things were changing for them for the better. And then I ended up actually taking some psychology. So I do have some formal education, general psych and abnormal psych. And then I use all of that information coupled with all of the women that I see on a regular basis, as well as my own relationships and my growth through them. Because I wasn't always dateable, to be honest. And so, yeah.
Wow, wow, that's wonderful. So, now you wear so many different hats, and you also teach people how to beautify them. And tell us a little bit about how you do that. And do you have a studio where people can come to you, or you go to them? And how does that work?
Yes. So I actually have a studio located in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. We were there like about a year. Formerly, I was in media, but yes, it's in location. People can come, and what I focus on is really like long-term beauty. And so what that just means is that products and or services that are going to produce results for a long amount of time. I don't want the ladies to come in and a week two later they don't see any benefits. So a lot of the services are centered on making them feel and look like their best selves, so that they can be confident and feel beautiful as soon as they wake up.
That's wonderful. So tell me a little bit about your upbringing, and uh, were you grew up in Pennsylvania? And
No. So, while Pennsylvania is okay, I'm actually a native New Yorker. So I went
oh,
to New York.
yeah, yeah. So how was your like childhood like? Like, do you always it's like as a leader and entrepreneurial type, and tell people what to do?
So, I guess, yeah, like I never really thought about that, but the answer would be yes. So, I ran for school president. What was the person doing piercings when I was 16 in high school. I was always kind of like championing for the underdog and getting people to kind of stop bullying or picking on certain people. And then, yeah, now that I think about it, so my grandmother was the Avon lady. So she was always into beauty and always had her hair done and dressed very nicely. And yeah, I kind of took after her in that regard for sure.
Yeah.
She was also self employed. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Shark Fin is here. Hi, Shark Fin. And yeah, Shark Fin and Mike Mark. His real name is Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi,
I also
Mark.
yeah. Hi, how are you? So yeah, tell us a little bit about you. I read your Facebook and very very inspirational. Where are these thoughts come from? Like you have all these kind of slogans.
Mhm.
And did you just come up with them on the spot, or you had them and then you write down and then you share? How does that go? Yeah, how this process of all these what do you call writing and one sentence kind of
These like
inspiration?
one liners.
Yeah, one liner. Yeah, log line.
So, to be honest with you, some of them I draw inspiration from commentary I've heard before. Um, Usually an abbreviated version of what I pretty much got from the situation, and others are just uh, things that I actually think of that I like come up with, and it'll come out naturally in conversation with someone, and then I'm like, oh, that's postable. And I swear, I do this in real life. I'll literally have my phone and go, oh, I gotta post that, and that's like what I do. So I'll come up with a quote and I'll post it. And so, um, in one of my previous relationships, so I was married. I used to always have like these little quips. And my ex
Uh-oh.
husband was like, you have all these snarky comebacks, but no one gets to hear them. So I started like wanting to share them with more than just my friends and family.
Yeah, I let me see. I'm trying to pick one. The very recent your Instagram, you have one sentence on your beautiful face and blonde hair. When he doesn't want a relationship but asks us to be more than friends. So, do you believe men and women can be friends, truly friends?
Well, no. So yes. Do I think a man and a woman can have a platonic friendship? Yes, I do. When the other person is 100% not their type and they have something else in common that is keeping them together like any other friendship. So I have male friends that are just my friends. And those men, to be honest, would fall into one of three categories. They are calling themselves a friend, but they are actually in waiting, hoping or planning that at some point we're together. Um, the other person who would be considered a friend is like an actual friend who perhaps expressed interest in me at one point, but it never developed into anything. And now we just sort of have a mutual respect for each other. But this person at one time either wanted to be with me or I wanted to be with them or what have you. And then the third friend, they're not straight.
So, in terms of coaching and what kind of people come to you, do they want to have, like, are they before marriage they want to coach, or they're during the marriage they want to coach? What kind of a client you work with?
So, when it first started, it was kind of like they didn't want to coach because they didn't know what one was. Like they didn't even understand that you could just find a dating or relationship coach at all. So, I would say my client is someone who is struggling to find the love that they're looking for. My clients are women who are in relationships and are basically unsatisfied with the trajectory of the relationship, and are pretty much not getting their needs met, or they are getting their needs met and are unable to recognize it because they are in a defense mode and they're in their masculine, I call it, energy, and are unable to let their guard down long enough to actually love back. So
Very nice.
they stumble upon me and then they get referred to me. That's how that happens. So I end up working with one person, and then that person is like, you got to talk to my friend Lisa. And that's kind of how that goes.
So, do you give people a set of, do you see the progress, or just talk it to them once or twice? Like, how does that, is, are you like a therapist?
Yeah. So I'm not legally a therapist. I just want to make sure that we're clear. But in many ways, they see me either regularly while they're processing it, or they will see me in the beginning when I first give them the information. I always follow up, so I'll get an update, and then I do a like 6 month, 12-month check-in. So in doing this, and they're usually very excited to tell me the progress. So in doing this, I've been responsible for quite a number of marriages already, as well as long-term relationships, and certainly some engagements.
Wow. Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you.
So, now you know so much about relationship. You can help other people. Do you feel like you are successful yourselves and in
That's a
this
great question.
department? Like you know what to do when you're dating someone or you're in a relationship and you're, so what is the three most important things you think a relationship will work?
Okay, so that's a two-part question. So I'll answer
Okay.
the first part.
Yeah.
So yeah, so if I were to even start at like, and this is gonna sound very confusing to people, but even if I were to go to my ex marriage, right? That marriage, while obviously came to an end, at the time that I entered into the marriage, it was what I wanted and it was what I needed at the time. And that might seem confusing to some, but I did everything that was needed to do to foster that situation. And how it fizzles out is a lot more complex, but ultimately I would call that a success in what it was supposed to be, and how I navigated in that. And then yes, like currently I would definitely say that it's been successful for me, for myself as well. And because I was able to successfully get several of those outcomes for myself, even outside of the marriage, dating, and now currently, I feel like, coupled with the 1,500 people that I have worked with, I'm onto something, and I'm kind of confident now when I make an observation. And then the three most important things, I I can't stress this enough: male, man, woman, you know what you want, because like, I want a man who does ABC, I want a woman who does ABC, but then when you got it, you don't know what to do with it. So knowing what you want and being sure that you know exactly what to do when you have it is important. And That's especially true with women as well. Like, don't say these are a list of things I want someone to be. Get it, and then you're still fighting, because that's not going to be healthy and that's not fair to your partner. And then you end up making that partner feel a certain way, and they may have apprehensions about treating someone the way they were treating you as well. Everything has a residual effect. The second thing is, stop introducing people to your representative. And I know it's really hard for us to take that because we don't want to be exposed. We don't want people to see that we have clay feet. But at the end of the day, you do. So while I don't recommend trauma dumping or telling everyone all your business on the first date or two, I think you should be honest. If you know that you're never going to be a housewife, don't agree to those terms or make it sound like that's something you would entertain. And then later down the line, you're giving him hell about it. If you're a guy and you know you have a quirk or a fetish, like, she needs to know that pretty early on, because she might not be into that. And then that'll be a problem when it didn't have to be. So really, it's communication and transparency and loving yourself enough to be willing to walk away from someone who's not right, is not a right fit for you.
Yes, quitting is good. Like I did a whole session last month just to tell people why I quit so many different things,
Mhm.
including job, including relationships. And yeah, quitting is part of it being successful. And you have to have guts to quit. You have to stop the things are not working, right? And so
Correct.
now there's so many components in the relationship. One is finance,
Yeah.
right? Major. So when women and men go out to date, do you believe men should pay for it or women and men should just go Dutch?
You're gonna do it to me, aren't you? Okay. I see what you're doing here. So,
Crystal.
woo. Okay. All right. I got you. So, honestly, yeah, yeah. Yeah, does that mean that a man can't be the receiver of a date? No, it doesn't. And it doesn't mean that I have never picked up the tab for a partner. No, of course not. But for the majority of the dates, yeah, yeah, I do expect. I don't want to say expect. I don't like that word. It would be very pleasant if the man were to take over the bill. Absolutely. So, see, dating and paying for a meal is a form of provision. And I think a lot of women, more so than men, understand that. Because he's essentially feeding you, is he not?
Hmm.
Like, or entertaining you. And by that way, he's already demonstrating uh, his provision. So why would I want to demonstrate provision?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I can see
understand.
if I was cooking a meal,
Hmm.
then I would be showing off some, domestic abilities I have. But if I'm paying for the meal,
Hmm.
I'm demonstrating provision, and most traditional minded men uh, enjoy being the provider.
Yeah. Another very important component, I think, especially when people are dating each other, they're older, right? Older, meaning after 30 years old, it's older.
Mhm.
And I think both parties should be clear, like if both parties want to have kids or one wants kids, the other does not want, and then they find out they don't, one party does not want a kid. I think that's also a major issue. What do you say?
I think it is. It's a major issue to be in a relationship with someone that you don't have the same outcome. However, and I've witnessed this multiple times. Sometimes, if your partner is willing to sacrifice that indefinitely, like forever, and they're willing to say that, not just do it like by chance. I am willing to never have a child as long as we're together. Then yeah. I mean, you're sacrificing that, and you have to evaluate if you're doing that out of fear or you're doing that out of dedication.
Well said.
Sure.
Well said.
Thank you.
Do you believe love at first sight?
Yes. Um, I do believe that love at first sight, but not obviously that's a term that's coined. I believe that love is obviously a set of emotional and electrical impulses that are occurring at that time, and their synergy. And I believe you can notice that immediately. Now, obviously, there are other things that can happen. We have limerence, we have, obviously, we have infatuation, things of that nature, and that could be a thing too. Um, but one of the ways to tell the difference is where your mind is racing to with this person, and if you guys have had the uncomfortable conversations, because there are things that are just uncomfortable that a lot of people are not addressing in their relationships, and they're waiting till it comes up, and then when it comes up they're like, oh wait, I don't agree with that. So you need to know, does he want to live in an apartment? Does she want to live in an apartment her whole life? Is she a house kind of person? Because if he hates doing the lawn, can you guys meet in the middle? Then you're going to pay a lawn service. Does he think that's ridiculous? Like, you really have to work out some of those things, because they later become points of contention later on into the relationship, and then everybody starts throwing in what they sacrificed later, when that needs to be a conversation in the beginning. This is what you're going to sacrifice to be with me, pretty much, and this is what I'm willing to do to be with you, and let's do it. Love is a decision. You got to wake up every day and decide to choose that person, because the it's not that you can't that every relationship is going to lose the fuzzy feeling, but sometimes lifes, and it's not always going to be nice, and you need to make sure that you're picking somebody who you're going to love through that. You're going to love through that. Notice what I said, because I have to look at, okay, if all of this situation right here changes, can I still be with this partner?
Yeah, true. Respect, I think, is one of the major issue, and also like a common sort of a, like two people liking things not totally opposite, right? Do you think that's important? Like some people really love sports and the other likes museum. Would that
I
work?
think I think people put too much emphasis on, oh, we have to have everything in common, or we have to have a lot in common. I don't like sport. When I tell you I don't like sports, I do not. I play basketball, like, I shoot hoops for my son, but like, I'm not. I don't go to games. I'm not going to a game unless I'm taking my son. I don't, when it's on, I can figure out what team is what team, but that's about it. And the great part is, that's his thing, like, or her thing, right? Like, you have to have some parts of your life that are separate. So like, no, I'm never gonna probably be able to tell you the difference between a 3-point line and something else. But what I can do is let you have that, and maybe when Christmas comes, I might remember your favorite team and get you something that has that. Or I may know that you like that type of sport, and I may buy you tickets to the game, and go with you and love it, and wear the colors and show up and be a lively party and company. But
Okay.
makeup
A little.
or
Mm,
beauty or
mhm. Yeah, I didn't hear your last sentence. I was a little frozen. Sorry.
no, that's okay. I said I don't think that that's the case, because it's no, it's like I would never expect a man to just be in love with makeup or shopping or using my Cricut machine. Like, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And so tell us more about the book. Where can we find your Shut Up and Be Pretty? And how many, like, how thick is the book? Like, is it a big one or
So
is it?
yeah, so it's a 10 chapter book. It'll be available in audio. I've been actually working on some of the recordings on a daily basis. Woo! But it'll be available on audio a month after. So 30 days from the print book, it'll be available on audio. It'll be available, I told you, August 15th on Amazon.com. And if anyone wants to pre-order an autographed copy, they're welcome to visit my Instagram or any of my social medias, and I'll send them the link to my Gumroad, where it's available as a pre-order. And then on August 15th, they will go ahead and receive a copy of the book. Once again, the one directly through me would be autographed. The ones that come from Amazon are not autographs.
Awesome, awesome. And now I understand you used to own a spa. So tell
I
us.
do. I still do.
I love spa. So tell us what kind of a I love like a Korean spa, you know. So what kind of spa do you have?
So it's a trend spa, and what that really means, it's like a term I kind of coined, and what that means is that we do all the trendy beauty treatments. So like dermaplaning, microblading, body sculpting, chemical peels, glow facials, vajacials, which is a facial for your nether regions,
Oh,
and things like
bikini. Is
that.
it bikini wax? Oh my god,
And
that's
a
so
facial
painful.
there.
Oh,
So hot steam, mask, extractions, you name it.
wow. Wow.
Mhm.
So yeah, another another topic. It's interesting because you know, I grew up in China and it was pretty primitive those days, those years, you know. There's I never knew believe or not, people will laugh. Uh, when I came to the United States, I didn't even know you're supposed to shave your legs.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. There's people who live there their whole life and still don't know that. You're fine.
That's funny. Yeah. So I would have to be, you know, told by, you know, some boyfriends, you know, and you know, you're supposed to do that. So yeah, so that's good. And you know, and speaking of spa, I love spa. And in New York area, they have these Korean spa. You can go in there for 5 hours and yeah, you soak in those tubs and you know, and different tubs, different temperature and sauna and these things. Yeah, when you come to New
Oh,
York,
yeah.
you know, good time.
I definitely want to do that. I have heard about these Korean body scrubs and I need
Oh yeah.
one.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. They scrub you when you're, you know, on laying on the table and they put the water on you and then they just scrub you. And then, you know, your body actually came out so many like, you know, dead skin and you didn't even know, you know. And so it's very good cleansing and feels good. It's almost like a massage. Yeah. So,
That's what I've
yeah.
heard. I've heard nothing but good things about it, and what I am. That's what I'm hoping to experience. So yeah, I definitely want to do that.
Yeah. So you are very active on social media. And
Yes.
so tell us a little bit about like, have you got involved with Facebook, IG, and
Monetization.
Clubhouse? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
were you
Mhm.
always there? Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually pay. It's funny because I have waited like a long time to be able to say this, but I mean, I kind of knew it would happen, but I actually get paid to be on social media. So, I am a content creator on Facebook and IG, and on now on TikTok. So all of my platforms are pretty much getting monetized. Um, I get paid off of advertisement on all of the reels that I produce. And I believe my YouTube shorts. So my YouTube was always monetized. And then they did this weird thing where they took it back and said you needed 1,000 followers to get monetized, remonetized after I was already monetized. So, because I had like a lace wig tutorial there or whatever that was doing pretty well. So yeah, so I actually get paid to be on social media. I love it. I love doing it. I do help a couple of my girlfriends who are small business owners figure out how to do it. And I just this like 2 weeks ago started helping other people figure out how to go pro and like having strategies. So all those posts that you see me post, they're actually all in a pack, and that pack is downloadable so you can post it on your social media to get the same reactions.
Really? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
It's very interesting. I saw your IG, right? And you
Mhm.
look very different actually. You look different from now. Is it you
Yeah.
like your hair is different, right? On your
Oh, I
IG.
change all the time.
Yeah.
There's a video you should watch. I'm gonna send it to you where I change, like it's one video, but it's like 8 different me's.
Wow. Wow.
I have like long blonde flowy hair. I have short hair. I have the curly cues.
Yeah.
So I change things up, and I can make myself look like whatever I want.
Yeah. So should I find your IG to show people?
Yeah, sure.
Instagram. Instagram, and
And
let's
I'm
see.
a makeup artist, so
Oh,
I can change everything.
I need a makeup. I need it.
Well, you're close enough, girl. Let's do it.
Yeah, because I don't really know how. Let's see, save your login for. Okay. All right. I'm in a IG now. Then I'm gonna go into search. I'm gonna find you, Carm.
My
Crystal.
last one, the blonde one, I had this long blonde wig somewhere around here.
Okay, so this is your IG. Very sexy. Oh my god. Um. mm, okay. Now I'm gonna share. I click on present and screen sharing, and then here you go. And then people are fasten your seatbelt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this one looks like a little bit like a prettier than Kardashian. Card
Which one is that? Don't let the Kardashians hear you say that.
prettier, prettier.
No, so it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
I can't see it. The screen is blue.
Oh, really? Oh, let me see.
Hmm.
Oh, really? That's really strange. Okay, let me try one more time. Okay. Present, share screen. Maybe they're censoring us. Okay. Um, you
Yep.
don't see it? Do you see it?
Nope. They censored you. I mean,
That's weird. Oh, gee.
yeah.
Oh, gee. Yeah. But
Are
let's
you
try.
referring to the blonde one? This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you said that
Yeah.
because that's literally who I was imitating. No,
Huh?
yes. No.
Yeah.
I think I was imitating a makeup look that was on Megan the Stallion. And then
Uh-huh.
I corrected, like not corrected it, but like made it less dramatic. But I
Uh,
was going for that video vixen aesthetic. Yes.
uh, yeah. So this is very strange. Instagram wouldn't let me share. You're too controversial.
They were like,
Controversial.
well, I don't know. Is it because of that account is verified? I don't
Uh-huh.
know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let me try. Let me try Facebook. Okay, to see if we can share your Facebook.
That is so
Do you see
funny.
it? Oh, you know why? I think today, StreamYard is very strange. Today is strange. Yeah. So like you couldn't log on. I had a hard time logging on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a very
Yeah.
tricky time getting on.
I think today is just today. So we'll just have to figure it out, like which button to push. And it's a little strange. So sorry about that. Yeah.
No,
But
that's fine.
yeah, but
I
anyway.
was trying to see
So
if I could, yeah.
yeah, so back to winding back a little bit, like how do you learn all these things, like in terms of making makeup and spa skills? Like where do you learn? You don't watch, YouTube channel. How do
No,
you do that?
okay.
How do you do that?
So my I told you my grandma was the makeup lady. I mean the Avon lady, which yeah, I guess same thing. And I would go with her to the hair salon and I fell in love with makeup. And so what happened was I would I was a kid, okay, guys, but I would take her makeup like home, right? And then she would call my parents like she took my Clinique or whatever it was.
Uh,
And then so my dad got tired of getting that phone call. And so he said, "Come on." And he took me down to JC Penney back when that was a thing, and he took me down to JCPenney. Took me to the beauty counter, and my first makeup was Imani. And he took me to the Imani counter, and he was like, "Do her makeup, and then whatever that looks like, give me everything, the brushes, the whatever." And that's pretty much how that got started. So I like left out of there with so much makeup. I was like only like 16, 15 maybe. And then my mom realized that even though it looks nice in the store,
yeah.
I could not make it look like that at home. And so she saw this book in Mandy's back when that was hot. That was by Kevin Arcoin, and it said "Making Faces." And I studied that book like the back of my hand. And so I have this like thing where I can like learn things really quickly. And so I studied that book back and forth, and then I was able to do it. And I started my makeup artistry career at 19.
Wow. Wow. So who you work to? Do you work for like entertainment or people? Oh.
I was working for people and entertainment. I would do fashion shows. I would do I would do fashion shows. I would do magazines. Um, I actually was behind the scenes for a Lenny Kravitz music video. Um, I worked on the David Bowie documentary and did several tear sheets for magazines.
Wow, that's awesome. And you
Thank you.
still doing it now?
So that's a trick question. So I do not offer it as a general service. And what that means is that if you just went to my website for the spa and tried to book makeup, I wouldn't be the one doing it. But but if I know you or you're an existing client and you need me to do your daughter's wedding or your wedding, then I'll do it for a premium, of course.
So what is your primary now focus? Because you do a lot of different things, or you
Well,
study.
the two things that I do right now is honestly, I just do the relationship coaching and I run my spa. Like that's kind of, I mean, the content creation is centered around the mindset and the relationships.
Mm,
So it's really just I don't even really put up a lot of content about beauty. Maybe every now and then I'll put up like a tutorial.
mm.
But I run my spa full time, and I do the relationship content and coaching.
Do you
Those are
want
my two industries.
Do you want to share your spa website? You want to
Oh
do?
yeah, sure. So it
Yeah. No. Can you put it in private chat
oh
so I bring it
yeah,
up?
I will.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So I wanted to thank people who are with us, and Mark, thank you, and Derek, thank you for being with us, and Juliana and Lewis, and people who are listening, and Snow Sugar Video. Thank you so much for supporting this program. And yeah, so let me see. Let me bring your spa website. I'll pin. Oh, never mind. I was going to pin show people, so I cannot show. So I will just put in the comments, and so you guys know it. And yeah, and then I can also do a banner.
Well,
Banner.
and just so you know that if anyone does want to visit my spa and check out my services, I will definitely give you a 20% discount if you mention that you heard about Vanity right here.
Yay! Give us. Eh? So
We
even the banner
can
doesn't work.
anybody in the audience have a relationship question? That'd be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Ask some questions. Um, Now, do you believe one person can love two-person at the same time?
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So you're capable of loving two people, which is good, which goes back to what I said about decision.
Mm,
I can love two people, um, but I can make a decision to be demonstrative of that love with one person.
mm.
Yeah.
So you guys, yeah, I'm gonna ask questions, and before you guys ask questions, okay, you guys on the audience. So, do you believe marriage is forever? Of course, you divorced already yourself, but in general,
Wait,
when
what?
people get married, when people get married, right, they do it in the church and they do it in front of God and this and that. And then later on, things go wrong. So, what do you say?
Like, so are you asking me like what's
I'm
my
asking you a question like when
on
people
divorce?
are getting married, they say, I want to spend rest of my
The
life
rest
with
of
you.
my life with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here you with the good questions, right? So here's the thing. When we go before God and we are like, okay, I want to be with this person to death do us part. Um, one of the things that I look for is that one thing that people don't consider is that there's a spiritual death. right? In that you can lose who you are and your spirit. And anything that takes me away from the greatness that God has set me forth to be, that to me is creating spiritual death. And at the place where I kind of have to choose God or you, I'm gonna choose God, and that means I have to leave what is pulling me in the opposite direction. The idea and concept behind getting married and staying together is so that you're working toward the same goal and making a commitment to stay with each other through the ups and downs. It is not a commitment to stay to each other through the ups and downs that you continue to it's sort of like one might equate it to like the sinning, right? So we are all sinners and we were born that way. And there's one thing to sin, and usually you continue to do something and you might repent and say, I won't do that again, right? But how many times do you have to do the same thing before this is who you are? Like that's just who you want to be. And I think that that's what happens in marriages that inevitably fall apart.
In terms of dating, do you think dating apps, there's so many of them, do you think that dating apps is something worth to explore, or do you still believe people should meet in workforce or neighbors, or people like naturally meet? How do you feel?
I think that some people need to realize who they are and that an app can work for them. I have a little joke. I'll tell you a little story about a girlfriend of mine. She's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm having trouble finding, a good, anyone to really date, and etc." And I'm like, "Oh, well, why don't you try my app of choice is plenty. I mean, OK Cupid." So, I was like, "Why don't you download OK Cupid?" She's like, "I don't want to meet somebody in an app. I want to meet somebody." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Let's talk about where you want to meet someone." So you go to a Wednesday's women's Bible
You're frozen.
study,
Mm.
and even if
Yeah, Crystal,
they're probably going to be
mm, your internet is a little spotty.
I
A little.
said so, and I was like, where do you go after work? Hello?
Yeah, your internet is a little bit spotty
No?
right now. Mm, right now. Yeah. Maybe somebody started play video game. Forbidden somebody in the house to play video game. Yeah. So while we're waiting for Crystal to fix the
Can you hear
internet.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Your video is a little frozen. It's frozen. Yeah.
Can you see
Do you
me?
have anyone? Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. It's just a little fuzzy. Yeah. Yeah. Ask someone to not play video game. Stop playing video game. Um, you have someone use internet. Yeah.
Are you there?
Now yeah, I can see you. Can you see me? No? Can
Yes,
you see me? Oh, okay.
I can
Yeah.
see you.
Oh, okay. You're just a little bit fuzzy. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. So you were
Yeah, I
saying
apologize. Yeah, it's a dedicated source. Um,
it's okay.
I'm sorry. Where was
It's
I?
okay. Oh, you were talking about let's see what we're talking about. That's okay. I think actually someone in the audience asked you a question, a very profound question. What do you value in relationships?
What's
that's
my
a very that's a very big question. Yeah.
woo?
Woo!
Okay.
Thank you,
So, what do I
future
value in a
man.
relationship?
Uh,
I value transparency. Um, that is that is so huge, right? Transparency. I value grace, um, honesty, communication, emotional intelligence. Like, um, transparency, though, leads to all of those, right? So
Hmm.
being able to express your feelings, your thoughts, your boundaries, your beliefs, your personal values. Um, so I value that. I also value monogamy, um, honesty, integrity, you know, and I think that when transparency is used, even when things are uncomfortable, all of those things kind of come in line, right? Because if you're being transparent about how you feel, and then I'm being compassionate and understanding and patience. Patience is another one, right? Um, so none of us got to here overnight, right? Like, I wasn't born 41. So in that same with that same concept, since I wasn't born 41, I didn't gain all of this information and experience and knowledge overnight, right? And so wisdom is accumulated over time, and being able to be patient is saying, you know, I I know that this is going to take time to be what it needs to be, or maybe grow where you need to grow. And I think a lot of women don't understand this in their male and their mates. And I think that some men don't understand that in their women as well, right? So those are some of the things uh, that I would say I value in a relationship. And
Beautiful. Good.
you know,
That,
I was
that
also going to say
mm,
I also value building. And building doesn't mean have to mean that like it doesn't have to be financial. You could build a wardrobe room together. You can build a garden, a farm, you know, but just doing things that take everyone's individual strengths. And you could actually do that within the family structure too, but taking everyone's individual strengths and using them to create a greater outcome
beautiful. Beautiful.
than both alone.
Yeah. I also
Thank you.
thought about something like, if someone can bring the best out of you, like that's
Mm,
special, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yes, definitely.
I can be like a
That's
monster,
always.
you know, and then I can be like so sweet and so nice. So yeah, I just think it's so what is this thing somebody can bring somebody the best, bring out the best? Why
Oh,
is it?
I can go into that. So, all right. So before I go into that, I'm going to preface this by saying that you are responsible for you, okay, and your own happiness and your own peace, and that is not someone else's personal responsibility. However, however, there are some people that are dedicated to, I don't say dedicated, there are some people who their core being and their values and the way that they handle things and navigate through life can actually what I call set you off. Okay. And now that's also personal, right? Because each person has their own individual things that may annoy them or bother them or trigger them, right? Um, I have my mom, she can't see any sort of visual like mess. Nothing can be out of order. So anybody that does that is gonna set her off. And it's not, it doesn't matter if it's you, me, my uncle, my cousin, same reaction, right? And so I think that yes, we can bring people who you can be around a partner who can only sees what you're not, right? They only
Hmm.
look at you for what you aren't and what you're not capable of or what you aren't able to do. And you can also be around a partner who all they can see is what you can be. And
Mm,
that bring naturally bring out the best in you, because as they support all of the things that make you and bring you joy, and as they love you unconditionally or care for you in a manner like that, it can actually start to bring out this elevated version of yourself. But why does that occur? Patience,
mhm,
right? Anybody who's ever planted anything has to have some degree of patience. If I judged everything by by what it was as a seed, I wouldn't know any beauty, right?
mhm.
And so it's the same kind of concept. And then you have people who all they do is see what you're not. And so you're a seed, and then they just keep shoveling and digging stuff up before you've gotten a chance to really grow. So that's what I mean. If somebody is a compliment to you, they will foster the best in you. If someone is not a compliment to you, it will bring out the worst. And it doesn't mean that you need a lack of that you have a lack of accountability for your behavior when they do so, but they can bring out the anger, the frustration, the resentful you.
That's so well said. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, Sharkfin says I need a woman who can make me the best shark I can be.
Yeah, and so I need a woman who can make me the best shark I can be. Okay, so interestingly enough, right? Um, you have to have some ability to believe, though, that you could ever be a shark. So that's the part that we forget, right? So if you don't ever think you could be like this big shark, if you don't believe it, we can't just inject a belief in that, right? And then, but if you know, hey, this is a possibility, and then you're around a woman who can bring out the best in you in that way, oh, you're gonna be a bad shark in a good way, if you know what I mean. But if you do the opposite, if you don't believe you could be a shark, then it doesn't matter how great of a woman she is, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So
Mhm.
you've got to believe you're a shark. So one of the things that I'll just share this. I'll be vulnerable with this. Throughout my entrepreneurship, I've had ups and downs. It hasn't been all an uphill run. Um, and through some of those hardships, I saw everything kind of flutter away, right? Friends, money, things, positions, you name it. But it is my belief of who I am and what I will be that enables me to continue moving forward toward my goal. And I have been around people, and I am around people who are as dedicated to that as almost as I am. And that is always going to nurture something great. Because it's like someone always giving you the right amount of sunlight and the right amount of water and the right amount of nutrients. Yeah, it can help foster that growth. And it doesn't mean that it can't grow on its own, but sometimes it can grow faster.
Right. Helps. Yeah. Good
Mhm.
nutrition. Nice vitamin. So we're up to our hour, and would you like to do a quick rapid fire with me? Rapid fire
Sure.
is I ask a short question and you answer short.
All right, let's
Okay.
get it.
Yeah.
Rapid
Okay.
fire.
Rapid fire. So, what's your favorite
I'm
color?
ready.
Favorite color?
God, gray.
You gray? And oh, I can't believe that. But anyway, how about what was I gonna say? Oh, what kind of food genre do you like? Food
What kind
genre.
of what?
Food, Food. Like Italian, Chinese, Mexican,
Oh,
food
Mexican.
genre. Oh, yeah?
I love
Okay.
Mexican food. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. So which country you wanted to go if just for pleasure?
What
For
country
pleasure.
would I want to go for pleasure?
Mhm.
That's hard.
Or which city?
Oh, a city. I think I would want to go to oh God, Venice.
Do you play a musical instrument?
I do not. I wish. I want to play the piano. Go ahead.
Have you considered acting?
Yes, 100%.
What is your the one best social media you like?
Instagram.
If you have $25 million, how would you spend?
You said a fast answer. So fast answer is that I would purchase property and invest some of it and disperse the rest between and invest in a couple of my friends' businesses and opportunities.
Thank you. Which book you read recently that you want to recommend us to read?
The Monk and the Merchant, and I always read on a regular basis Think and Grow Rich.
And when you drive long distance, what kind of things do you listen to? Music or radio? Or what kind of a radio? And what kind of music do you listen to when you drive long
Um,
distance?
I listen to bad bee music.
What is a bad beat?
I listen to music that makes me feel like a boss bee, a bad bee, a cute bee, all the bad girls. That's my guilty pleasure.
That's funny. Did you see Barbie film?
Mm-mm.
The Barbie, the
Oh, the
very,
Barbie?
yeah. Did you
No,
see
I
the
don't
film?
have to see the film because all of those notions I've been talking to women about my whole life. I'm a
And
I'm a
yeah,
plus black Barbie.
yeah. You're not into that, right? Now, yeah, you're a color woman. Would you ever date a white person?
I have.
It's a racist question. Sorry. Yeah. So
No,
you
that's
don't like
okay.
it.
I have. I have
Uh,
dated white men before, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I had all kinds of boyfriend, all kinds of colors.
I'm
Yeah,
spoken for now. I'm taken now, so I can't date one now, but yeah.
yeah. Do you have all-time film, like three top films you really like? Movies.
Three top films that I really like. The Pursuit of Happiness, 100%. It is my favorite movie,
It?
probably of all. Yeah,
Oh, I don't even know.
uh, it is definitely a favorite of mine. A third movie, Adam's Family.
Say it again.
Adam's Family, The Adams
Oh,
Family.
Adams. Oh, yeah. That's so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite TV series?
Right now, Dolores Roach. I'm like
Cool.
all in. It's
Cool.
good stuff. A little bit of entrepreneurship, a little bit of murder.
That's great. So, last question. If you had a chance
Sure.
to invite three persons to have dinner with, separate situation, who will you invite?
50 Cent, Jay-Z, and Oprah.
Yay, Oprah! Well, thank you so much to be with me and with our audience. And let's say, how about like Clubhouse? We always say last word. You go ahead. Do a last word.
So as my last words to you, I would like to say, be your authentic self. You are not going to play anyone else better than you're going to play yourself. And if you don't think you rock, no one else is going to think you rock.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Crystal. And my last word is
Thank
do
you.
that one thing. One thing will lead to another. And also, please, audience, if you are watching later and if you like this program, subscribe this channel. And also, it's more important to watch my videos. So I think a subscriber is great, but yeah, watching is more important. And also, I don't know if you know, I made a documentary film called My Young Gun Diary, and the whole film was shot on iPhone 11. So if you guys have time and watch my film, so I will put all the information in the description below. And yeah, so thank you, Crystal. Thank you for being with us, being with me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
So we're gonna, yeah, good night. We're gonna close this, and every Wednesday, 5 o'clock, I do this live interview. So next Wednesday is gonna be actor Leo Solomon. So watch us. Okay. Bye bye, dear. I'm gonna close